Here's the truth. One decision can separate who you were from who you're becoming. One decision can end an old chapter and begin a better one. One decision can change your confidence forever. And one decision can rewrite your entire story. All it takes is one decision.
You are one decision away from changing your life. And you have to accept that. You're one new meeting, one new relationship, one new contact, one new action, one new decision away from shifting your life from where it is right now to a totally different place.
In other words, decision is the father and mother of all action. But not all decisions are equally good, as we all know. And the quality of our life comes down to the quality of our decisions. We want action. Action means you have to make some decisions along the way. And decisions, most people are so afraid to make the wrong decision, they don't make any decision.
Just consider one decision that you make today has the potential to change the rest of your life. I mean, every day you decide, am I going to wake up an hour earlier like I said I would and get myself to the gym or not? Should I have that cookie at work or not? Now look, it may seem silly. You're like, oh, for God's sakes, Mel, come on. It's not silly at all. Everything, I mean everything about where you are in your life right now, every aspect of your life is in large part a result of your past decisions. Every aspect of your life is in large part a result of your past decisions. And more importantly, this is what I want you to really consider, who you're going to be in the future. Every aspect of who you become, from how much money you have, to what your relationships are like, to what your friend groups are like, to what your health is like, how you spend your days, is 100% a result of the decisions you make today. That's how powerful your decisions are.
And one of the things that took me a very long time to understand was that the things that dragged me down were not the things that I thought they were. Because the heaviest things in life aren't iron or gold, but they're unmade decisions. They're the things that weigh us down. They take up all of our attention, all of our brain power. And so right now, there's probably a handful of decisions that you know you need to make that you're just not. If you want to feel yourself go so much faster than you ever have, just decide.
Do you know the reason most people don't make decisions? Because they can't see how they're going to get there. So what do? They keep doing things that they can see how they're going to get there. And that's why their life never really changes.
And I want to remind you, making no decision is a decision, because you're deciding to stay exactly where you are and ignore what your intuition is telling you. You're deciding to accept less than you deserve and delay making the changes that will bring you happiness and more satisfaction in your life. Those are decisions, and you need to wake up and recognize that you're making them. Just imagine yourself a year from now. You're in the marriage. You're in the job. You still live in the same place.
So one of the reasons why we're afraid of making decisions, especially tough decisions, right, is because whenever we make a decision, the whole idea, the whole meaning of decision in Latin is to cut away from the past. Meaning, if I decide that I want to get married, I am cutting away from being single. If I decide from having a baby and becoming a parent, I'm cutting away from sleeping 8 hours of sleep. If I make a decision to become an entrepreneur, I'm cutting away from having a 9-to-5 job security. That's why we're afraid of making tough decisions.
I want you to focus for a moment on all those times in your life when you've been at a crossroads and you have to make a decision, okay? It could be, should I start this business that I wanted to start? Should I sell my business? Should I take on this person to be my business partner? In all those moments, you're at an important point in your life and you have to make a decision, okay? You go through a process, you think about it. You think, if I do this, bad things could happen. You know, you tend to focus on all the negative. Or what a lot of people do is they think, this is just gonna be fantastic. This business I'm gonna start is just gonna do wonderful. In either case, you go through a process, you kind of look at certain possibilities, and you make your decision. And you think that your decision was rational. You think your decision was based on a methodical process and that you were dealing with reality. But I'm here to say that that is not at all true. Your decision was based on your attitude, how you looked at things, right?
How do we make good decisions? Well, number one, making correct decisions, you gotta study. You gotta know and understand. You gotta know the background. You've gotta know the historical outcomes of equivalent type decisions that have happened in the past, similar situations. And if you know the history and you know the background, then you can use those to assess the current situation you're in. And then once you assess the decisions that you can make, assess the possible actions that you can take, and then assess the outcomes that those decisions will have, those actions will have. And when you're doing that, you also have to assess the possibilities of inaction. So a lot of times people forget that one. They don't know if they should do A or B. What they forget is there's also, what if I don't do either? What's going to happen? Sometimes not doing either is good. Or a lot of times not doing either is bad. So you got A or B. What should you do?
You don't need the money until after you make the decision. Person say, I want to take a trip, and I'm going to go as soon as I get the money. You don't need the money to make the decision to take the trip. I'm going to start my own business as soon as everything's right. Things are never going to be right. You've got to make a decision. Now, do you see, when you make the decision, everything starts to change.
You are the source of your own problems. Because you are anxious and negative and narrow and seeing all the negative things, you make bad decisions. You decide not to start that business when it's actually the best thing that you could do. You decide to take that job that pays so well because you want money, but it's not a job suited to you, etc., etc. You're making bad decisions because of your attitude. If you are open and expansive, if you are not afraid of life, if you think of something as like an adventure, and if I start that business, if I write that book and it fails, so be it. I've learned something, it's fun. It's like if I cross that river, I leaped across it and I fell. Okay, I got wet, it's a little bit cold, so what? You know, ha ha ha. It made me tougher. That expansive attitude creates your circumstance. So the idea is you think that you don't have so much control over your life, but you have much more control than you think.
Now, one of the most important things to remember, and there's a little dichotomy to this, is that you don't always have to make giant decisions. You don't always have to make the all powerful decision of might. You know, it's like, do we go or do we not go? You don't always have to say we go. Right. Sometimes you can go, well, let's push a little further. let's move a little bit further before we make that decision. Or, hey, let's stay where we are and see if it develops. Or let's back up a little bit and keep watching. So instead of we go or we don't go, there's actually a bunch of different decisions that you can make besides we can go or don't go.
Stop waiting till you're perfect. Just start. Stop waiting to feel certain. Progress builds confidence. Stop waiting till you feel ready. Confidence comes after, not before. Stop waiting till they approve. Most people are too scared to even try. Stop waiting till you have more time. You make time for what matters. Stop waiting for it to be easy. What transforms you rarely is.
It's time to wake up. Wake the up, bro. Enough with the bullshit, enough with the excuses, enough with the nonsense, enough with being in a situation where you're always complaining, where you're always pointing fingers. Point the fingers at yourself. The life that you have is the life that you chose. If you don't like the life that you have, it's your damn fault, dude. Change. Make different decisions. Hang out with different people. Instill some discipline, some habits. Win.
Those are all the string of bad decisions. All the string of bad emotional decisions. But if your mind is stronger than your feelings and emotions, then you can override that by saying, I have made this commitment to myself. I've made the commitment to my future self, and therefore I will get up even if it's cold. I will get up even if it's dark. I will get up even if it's uncomfortable, and I will do what's right for me because the decision I'm making today is either going to pay me in the future, is either going to have a positive pay out in the future. But if you start making the smaller decisions quickly without him and hawing over it, you're teaching your subconscious mind that whenever I come to a fork in the road to make a decision, I make the decision, and if I have to course correct, I will. So then when the big decisions come up in life about business, about marketing, about investing, about marriage, about moving, you can make the decision quickly because you've trained your subconscious mind. That's the secret.
The first biggest decision that you'll make in your entire life is who you're going to surround yourself with. The people that you surround yourself with, your friends, your family, everything. Because you become who you surround yourself with. And so this is one of the most important decisions that you ever make in your entire life, is the people that are in your life. You will either rise to the standards of people around you, or you will lower your standards to people around you. I don't know why it tends to be this way, but for most people in most circles, it's usually they need to lower their standards.